Hi everyone.
Not the barreling the lens because it's Ratfood on the Road.
Welcome to Ratfood on the Road.
Hello from Perth.
We are coming to you all the way from Perth, from our gorgy little apartment that we're staying
Which
in.
Mel booked and she nailed it. She did.
I nailed it. My true specialty in our duo is, for those of you who don't know, I don't know if this is interesting or not.
No, go.
The way that we kind of like split our duo, like job-wise, everything we do is split 50-50 because I do the producing for all of our shows and our tours and things, and Sam does all of our track production. So those two like major jobs are split into two.
It's a 50-50 split.
So there's nothing I love.
And she nailed it. And our Airbnb host is the most happy as Larry man that we have ever met. He was waiting for us downstairs, literally in his little Crocs and he's like hands on his hips and he's like, hello, are you Mel and Sam? And I was like, a man taking us on a tour of his home.
He was so
happy
cheery.
as Larry. The taps exploded, but we got it fixed.
We have had like 3 or 4 things already. We've been like, it's classic thing of like, you can get away with anything when the vibes are good.
When the vibes are great.
Like, if these owners had been like cunts, it would have been so much more annoying, but we were like, beautiful. The taps exploded. The exhaust fan doesn't work.
Yeah.
Can't figure out how to turn on the stove. The coffee machine doesn't work.
And
but we figured it all out.
When we called the wife as well, we called and we were like, hey,
The wife.
we just want to, the wife, we were like, we just want to check in if that's possible. And she just goes, oh, I forgot you were coming. And we're like, thanks for being honest.
It was so funny. I was like, gal to gal. I was like, as you should, girl.
Yeah.
No worries at all.
So what's happening in Perth? Well, we're here for Perth Fringe and we just did our flyering last night for the first time ever. Happy as Larry. Everyone wanted to grab a flyer.
Not first flying ever, but as in like first
flying in
Perth.
Fringe. In Perth, sorry. Which was gorgeous. And today we took our hot little butts all the way down to the Western Australian Academy of Performing Arts. Literally day 1 of O Week, and went up to way too many first years and we're like, Fringe show, it's pretty important for your curriculum. You want to come see a Fringe show? And all of them like deer in headlights being like, yeah, I guess so. And I'm like, oh, this feels very cheeky by us.
It was really funny. I think these first year students had been there for literally like an hour,
yeah,
a couple of hours, and we were going up to them sitting on the grass.
Yeah.
We were playing a game when we were trying to like guess the people's like discipline, what discipline they were in before we walked up to them. I'll tell you one thing for free. The MTBBs, very easy to spot. The actors, very easy to spot. The ballet dancers, really easy to spot.
Yeah. Much like you were talking about how it must be studied, the cool girl attitude that comes over you when you're babysitting kids.
Yes.
It comes over me around music theatre people because I'm literally standing there going, how's O Week? Have you guys done like have you played Bang yet? And what's your name? Olivia. Sick. Yeah. I love your bum bag. Is that, I've got the same one. I become like a different version of myself.
You were talking about this when we were at Homegrown as well.
Yes.
The like element of like, we were unpacking because Sam was like, obviously Mel, like you do music theatre. So like you are around like the musical theatre energy more than I am. And at Homegrown, Sam was like, this is amazing. Everyone's vibrating at such a high vibration. I was like, girl,
loved it. Welcome. Oh, take me back to uni, man. It's actually been years now since
really
I graduated
gorgeous.
in 2014. No, 2016.
Yeah, that's
16, 17.
Almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years since I've been at
Sam
uni.
and I were both saying when we were flying to these little BBs who like a bunch of them looked like 18, and we had this moment of being like, oh, it's clocked. I now feel old because 18-year-olds look young to us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so gorgeous. It was so funny. Flying to like, we also were out in like the Pleasure Garden, which is kind of one of the big Fringe hubs last night. Flying, and it was so funny. Perth is a really friendly city.
Very friendly.
For flying. Like lots of people, we were laughing being like, because we did Edinburgh Fringe last year, which was our first Edinburgh Fringe, we were like, oh, nothing can break us now.
No.
Because flying in Edinburgh is literally like...
It's pretty testing.
It's the most like soul-breaking thing ever. In Perth, happy as lay. Quite, and like so many like people, I would say like over the age of 60 being like, go on girls, what's this? Eat my ass, but just in a platonic way. Yeah, right, sounds good. Also, I feel like we should say we didn't really explain that we are here for Perth Fringe performing the Platonic Human Centipede.
We did Perth Fringe for the first year last year and fucking loved it. So we're back.
Yep.
But we must talk about, I was actually just about to call it a femininomenon. It's just a phenomenon.
What?
Because the performance that happens from flyerer to receiver of flyer.
It's perfect.
Because it's a dance. It's not just, we might be the performers, the ones flyering, but the person receiving the flyer, I think the second that you enter an archway and you're entering like the Garden of Unearthly Delights or the Pleasure Garden or whatever fucking fringe venue you're going into, they have the power.
Yeah.
And they know it.
Yeah.
And when you go to hand a flyer, they know the stage is set, the curtain's opened, the orchestra's playing, and you'll go, you interested in a comedy show? And they'll go, yeah, all right. What's all this about? And it becomes this dance.
I love
a performer meets a performer.
When people extend the interaction, it's like actually, especially like when we were at WAAPA flying, it was a different thing because we were chatting to everyone because we wanted we actually were like vibes, like this is like target demo. But when we're standing in the archway and it's like, oh, this probably just needs to be a 2-second yes or no. Yeah. And they go,
yeah.
Do you know what? I'm probably all right, girls. I reckon I'm going to head home. And I'm like,
it's a monologue.
It's a monologue. You better give us that monologue about why you will not see our arse-eating show.
Yeah, and we met a family last night who was literally super cool. They were like, we've seen every show at Fringe. You know, we're friends with Josh Glantz, who's a comedian, our mate in Melbourne. Like, we've seen heaps of shows. Just came from the Burton Brothers. And then there's this girl standing there and she's about 11 years old, sparkly Crocs, little pastel T-shirt. She's standing there and then the mum goes, I'll change her name. Jessie's a kids judge. And I go, Jessie? And she goes, yeah, I've seen about 6 shows. So I'm like, anything you're going to award with the top award? She's like, can't say. She was like super secretive. I'm like, a kids judge of Fringe.
Sam and I's favourite thing, because we're also about to be in Adelaide as well. So if you're in Adelaide, we love Adelaide Fringe. Please come and buy a ticket for the Adelaide season. We'll be there in March. But our favourite thing is cities that come alive for the Fringe.
Cities that come alive.
Which is Adelaide to a T. You have never seen a city more a bustle with a love for the arts than when you go to Adelaide.
Yep. And even the coolest girls, they're like 15 are like, yeah, I'm going to the Ferris wheel with Jake at Fringe. It's like
a hot fun thing
go-to spot
to do.
Yeah.
Melbourne Fringe could never.
No, we set up a trades hall and we go roll on in, glass of red wine, now get out.
I don't know why it's like that. For context, if you don't know, Melbourne Fringe is kind of like the only one really in the country that isn't like a whole garden with like rides and stalls and food and tents. Like they don't do the whole tent thing.
I have a theory. Maybe it's because Melbourne's a bit wanky and the arts is extra ingrained and just like, we're like, we don't need all the bells and whistles. People will come to shows. I'm like, but the bells and whistles are great. Yeah, give us the bells and whistles. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's also just a beautiful summertime thing, being here in Perth and then in Adelaide being blisteringly hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're opening literally in a few nights. We're opening tomorrow night.
Yeah, so we're doing our tech tomorrow. We're going to go do our tech, and obviously going to the theatre. We've been like filming lots of things for like a little vlog that we're going to be making.
But if you're from Perth and you're listening, we would have already opened by the time this goes live. Please come on down.
Please come on down. Yeah, I think by the time this goes live, there will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 opportunities to still come see the show.
Gorgeous.
So definitely worth it.
Yeah.
But we had a gorgeous time last year in Perth. We found that, and please correct us if you're wrong, if you're from Perth, if you're like, lol, we don't think that at all. We found Perth very like, crowds were really warm. Really it felt like appreciative that people were touring there.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe people don't tour to Perth heaps, but we just met so many people after the show who were like, thank you so much for coming to Perth.
Yeah.
So that was really nice.
Yeah. We're very happy to be here.
Very happy.
On a bit of a working holiday.
We've got crisp AC on.
Crisp AC, and I'll be popping on my jacket very soon so that we're both a perfect temperature.
Last year I booked Sammy and I this I got it on a fucked deal, guys. It was so cheap. When you hear this, you're going to be like, what? How? Yeah. And it's only because it was on an insane deal. I got this like flights and accom and breakfast bundle where I was like, Sammy, you're not ready for where we're staying. And she was like, where? And I was like, we're staying at the Hilton in Perth.
We stayed at the Hilton.
And we had this gorgeous buffet breakfast every single morning.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And then, dear listeners, we went upstairs to the pool.
Oh, don't.
Here comes a beautiful story for you. So, went upstairs to the pool. Story time. Bit of an intimate Ratfood on the road. Bit different. Hope you're enjoying it. So, we go upstairs to the pool. It's a 40-degree day. We've got our bikinis on. We're swimming around. The pool is pretty empty. And we're like, oh, that's a bit odd.
That's weird. It's a beautiful day.
Random. It's very beautiful day. It's a weekend. I'm surprised more people aren't splashing about at the Hilton. Oh well, splish splash, just us, I guess. We can play mermaids to our heart's desire. We're splashing around in the water. And I look down and I go, what's going on? Mel goes, what do you mean? And I go, what is that? Mel's like, what? What, Sam? I'm like, no, I'm not being dramatic. Something is floating around in the water. And we went, you know what? I'm very used to Aussie pools. It might be some eucalyptus that's fallen down, some acorns. We're used to it.
Maybe the quarter of a Band-Aid.
The quarter of a Band-Aid, some residue, sunscreen.
Yeah.
We're used to it. It's the Australian way.
No worries.
And I go, no worries. Swimming around. And then I just go, oh, for the love of God. And I go...
It was when the pool hit that specific bit of light, remember?
It glistened in the light. We can actually insert a video. I think I've still got it. So let's try and insert a video here. Let's insert a video here. Hope everyone can see that. So then I look at Mel and I go, no, Mel, what is that floating? The light hits it. What is Mel swimming in? Dead skin, everyone. But no, not just one little bit of dead skin. I'm not exaggerating. Sheets of dead skin that had been broken up. Clearly someone had gotten sunburn, peeled it all off in the water. But then
it was a pool.
It was a pool of dead skin.
It was a pool of dead skin.
It was a pool of dead skin. And I go, and I immediately jump out. And then Mel goes, I don't really give a shit. Keep splashing about. Happy as Larry, hardly phased. And then I go, well, this will make great content. So can you do a few pirouettes? I'm going to film you. Dance amongst the skin.
What it was, I remember that when I was in there, I was like, oh, even I think this is fucked. And I think this is gross, but it was really, really hot.
Yeah.
So I needed to be submerged in a body of water. But remember, I refused to go into the bit under light. Like I just had to stay in the pool bit in the shadows because I was like, I cannot see the skin. I can't do it.
Oh, God.
No matter how much I tell myself, it's just skin.
It was so bad. It reminds me of when I was moving out of my first home. I was like, we were grabbing all of the shit and bringing it into the living room, and then I was like, right, I'll grab everything from the bathroom. And I grabbed the toilet brush cleaner and the holder that it goes in, which holder can hold a lot of liquid. I didn't realize, and so I'm carrying it, and I walk into the living room, and I trip, and I spilt all of the toilet water on me, and then I just stood there, and I went, right, beautiful.
Where to from here, girls?
No pools with skin here, but that was pretty foul.
Pretty foul.
Pretty bloody foul.
I would love to tell everyone about a little event that I went to.
I would love.
Is that loud?
I would love you to do that.
It's really funny. Sammy and I doing this with not a producer here.
I'm not going to lie. It does feel a bit self-obsessed. Like we've set up a camera to be like, we'll film ourselves having a condo. Yeah. I'm like, I feel like we're auditioning for something.
Know.
Hi, this is our audition for The Amazing Race.
God, I hope we get it.
I hope we get it. Hey, Mel, why don't you tell me that wild story?
It actually does feel like that.
Being like,
pretty much, so we have really awesome chemistry. And the reason that we'd be great for The Amazing Race.
So tell me a story, my
Speaking
girl.
of, how great would Sam and I be in The Amazing Race?
How great would we be on Gogglebox?
Oh, Gogglebox. We're a no-brainer.
Figure it out, Gogglebox.
Figure it
Actually
out.
wake up. Endemol shine, cringe. Figure it out.
It's us on Amazing Race, I do just have to say for a second, would be so funny because I know exactly what it would be.
I know
exactly what
it
would be. Yeah. It would be me doing all of the challenges.
And me putting on lip gloss.
And you putting on lip gloss.
And filming content. And sending voice memos to Neve O'Brien.
Docs alert.
Who cares?
Nina.
Also, need to really quickly before you come in, I am not dating Mel's sister. I've had too many.
Do people think that?
I have too many DMs of people going, so you're dating someone called Neve O'Brien? Are you dating Mel's sister? 1, Mel doesn't have a sister. Cringe that you don't know that. 2, I'm not keeping it that far in the family. If I was going to date an O'Brien, it would be Mel
this one.
within the O'Briens. No.
Oh, that's really
have to come clean.
Funny.
Yeah, I know. Ridiculous. So many DMs. Are you dating Mel's sister?
I mean, to be fair, like crazy things have happened, or like a cousin or something. It would make sense if you met her through me.
Anyway,
no, keep it in the family.
Anyway, my second girlfriend's going to share a beautiful story as we film it for you. Go.
No, I was just going to say I went to the most gorgeous 30th on the weekend. Already broke the internet. That's happened. You can head to Mel O'Brien with 2 N's to see the photos from it. No, it was just the most gorgeous party. And like the party was heaven on earth. That's that. Like, can talk about it a bit, but like nothing crazy, just gorgeous times had with friends frolicking in the bush. What I wanted to unpack was the notion of like preparation for events and effort into events.
Yes.
Because I find it fascinating, and it's the opposite of my natural what I naturally go to do.
Yes.
I famously had a birthday party last year where I would say, how far out was it? A week out, maybe? I made that event.
I reckon it was about 5 days before the soiree. You went, guys, address, Nino, come here, birthday party time.
Party alert.
And, infuriatingly, because Mel O'Brien can do this, everyone came. And I went, fuck, there should be a few more no-shows to prove you wrong. But the charm of this one meant everyone rocked up and she went, hello.
And literally, this is my style. 5 days out from the party, made a Facebook event, went house party at mine, told my housemates, and they went, so what are we going to do from it? I went, I don't know. I didn't really plan anything. Planned to bring Sam's projector, didn't really pan out.
I brought over a speaker that worked, which was good.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then literally, it was just so last minute. The 30th that I went to the other week had the most unbelievable, I would say, essay length event description of the vibes.
Do you want to read it?
I can, yeah. Oh, it's on my phone though.
And we're recording on a phone for our fake friend conversation.
We're recording our Amazing Race audition on the phone, so I probably can't.
Anyway, go on. What was the energy of it?
The energy was like, the theme of the party was Fellini, Feast and Flowers.
Okay.
And so Fellini, for those of you who don't know,
I was going to literally ask,
is like an Italian filmmaker.
Great.
So it's like Italian film, like, and then so there's this. So there was the description, and then there was a mood board as well, and the mood board was 80 pages long. It was so...
Was it really?
It wasn't actually 80, but like so long and extensive. But I appreciated it as well because I went, Fellini, Feast of Flowers. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And then I clicked into the mood board and I went, I understand.
Did it have that... Can I ask you a question? Did it have that energy of you had to dibs a certain look and be like, guys, I'm going in peach.
No.
Guys, I'm going in a corset.
No.
Good.
No, it wasn't giving
First come,
year
first
12
served.
formal dress.
Dress jabbing like I'm wearing that dress from Barriano.
Yeah.
Stephanie. Okay.
I was so... Side note, did that happen at your school?
Yes.
I was so a part of that vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, majorly so.
Did you end up dressing the same as someone?
Nah,
neither.
No. I looked beautiful at my year 12 formal. I wanted to look like Kate Middleton, and boy, did I pull through. Little touch of the eating disorder era and a beautiful red dress. Stunning.
We will insert photos from our year 12 formals right now on screen so you can see. Here they come. 3, 2, 1. Hope you liked my mullet dress and top donut bun.
Short at front, long at the back.
Short at front, long at the back.
Oh,
watercolor. Expensive.
Beautiful.
Fake tan. Naturally.
Fake tan.
The 2013 of it all.
A fun fact about me, I've never had a fake tan in my life.
That's so wild.
Isn't that so funny?
That's so good.
Yeah.
I can't picture you with a fake tan.
Neither. I think I'd look a bit crazy.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Tanning is like an interesting moral quandary to unpack, I think. I don't think anyone should ever be tanning darker than their skin naturally goes.
Yes.
Obviously goes without saying. However, I do have a few mates who are like, fuck, I just feel so hot with a fake tan on.
Yeah. I used to fake tan a bit and now I do not fake tan. Anyway, back to frills and frolicking.
Yeah, frills and frolicking.
Italian Spritz Supreme.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to unpack how gorgeous and beautiful it is when people put so much effort into an event. And then at the event, it was like catered. There was a food like we were all staying the night, and there was a food truck that came in the morning. And obviously, there's a certain level of privilege that comes with that, like having the money to do that, right? That's one thing. But I think no matter how much money this person had, they would have put this much effort in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Because it could have been cheese from Coles, but it's the effort.
It's the effort.
It's the effort.
Yeah.
Are you like that? Do you put effort into events?
No.
No?
I'm not a good host. Calling myself in, I'm not a good host. I am not I love throwing a dinner party.
Yeah, no.
For my friends, come on in. The theme is blah.
Love going to them,
Love leeching off other people's food and skills. No, I'm not a host. Yeah, and Mel and I are actually unpacking this. This is maybe like a light take that we can get into another time. I have a weird thing with hosting things or being like, come give me attention for this thing because my job is so like give me attention all day, every day.
It's really interesting.
I'm in the throes of planning my 30th and it is stressing me out every step of the way.
We can talk if you're comfy to talk about it.
It stresses me out every step of the way because I feel like I don't want to ask people to give me more attention. It feels a bit annoying. Yeah.
When your job, because
all day is, can you like this post? Can you comment on this thing? Can you tell me that song was good? Come to the show, buy these tickets. So then I feel like a leisure event where I'm like, come and give me presents and, and sit in a room with me. But I know I want to do something. But no, I'm not I'm also not a planner. I am like you. Even
Spontane.
though I'm a spontane gal.
Yeah.
And my 28th, I planned the last iota and it happened to pull through.
Sam had a great party a few years ago. It was a really good house party. We've done a few good. I had a great house party in Carlton.
You had a really good house party.
That was a really good house party that you went at.
No.
You weren't there.
Yes, I was.
Were you?
Yeah, I was. I left because I was sad.
Oh.
You know why? Because I had the rod in my arm.
You had the rod, and we've come full circle.
And we've come full circle.
And I went to our viral TikTok.
And that's when I went, good God, this rod has ruined me because here I am leaving my best friend's birthday
I really thought you weren't there.
No, I was there, but I left early.
You left quite early.
Yeah.
This is on where it was suits, boots and lawsuits?
No, I'm thinking of a different one.
I'm pretty sure you weren't there.
Was I away?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the one where you wore a blue dress.
Oh, no. I'm talking about
God, so I left that one early and didn't go to another one. So maybe we do need to film a video about our friendship. Proof alert. We're friends. Proof alert.
Yeah. No, my one I had in Carlton.
Suits,
you were away.
Boots and
Suits, boots and lawsuits. It was the best house party ever. It was really good.
I must have been away. There's no way that I would have chosen not to come to that.
Yeah, no, I think you're away. I think you were on Kentucky.
We just paused for a second to be like, what else should we talk about? And then I went, don't worry, I've got something. This is what I was going to say.
What?
This is the thing that I'm going to say to throw to an ad. I was going to go, hey, did everyone have fun at Laneway? With nothing else to say. Hope you enjoyed Charlie XCX. Can't believe they programmed Charlie XCX at the exact same time as Bicep. Bicep had no audience.
I don't know what Bicep is.
They're housey, instrumental, loungy vibes.
Sure.
But
they also have a massive
They're pretty fucking famous.
Following?
They got programmed at the same time as Charlie XCX and had no audience. And I'd be like, fuck. Festival programming, a fascinating thing.
To be fair, I think that would happen as well with anyone you put at the same time as Charlie XCX.
Yeah.
It's just a rough gig.
All right, question for you.
Yeah.
Charlie XCX and Sabrina Carpenter are on at the exact same time. Who are you seeing? You have to see it for the entirety. You can't skip.
Charlie XCX.
Yeah.
You?
Sabrina.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
I know more of her music.
I know more of Charlie's music, I would say. I know heaps more of Brat.
Two different perspectives.
Well, diversity on the pod.
Yeah.
I would say I know heaps more of it. And I think it's such both would be fucking epic.
Yeah.
But I think out of the two, I would want to lose my mind dancing to Brat.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair.
There you go.
Well, there you go.
We're going to unpack some MAFS business after this swift ad break. Everyone's talking about it. We're going to join our voice.
Yep.
So enjoy this ad and we'll see you
on
very
the
soon.
other side. All right. We must unpack MAFS. We must unpack one couple in particular. This is not a new take. This has been circulating on TikTok. However, I feel we're great people to unpack it because we have been watching MAFS.
Yeah.
I am absolutely extremely disappointed in the producers once again. It's an interesting thing. Why am I watching MAFS if I'm disappointed in the producers, yet I still go back for more with the Tim and Katie of it all?
Yes.
For anyone that doesn't watch MAFS, there is a couple. There is a beautiful woman called Katie who is a CEO. She's from Queensland. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's got
literally
everything going
mother.
for her. She's mother. She's so fucking hot and well dressed and warm and cheeky and vibrant.
What's
and
also so ironic about where we're about to go with this chat is literally, and I know we've talked about this before, but just to tell the listeners, when Sarah and I were watching it, Sarah and I both went aghast. Our mouths opened, gaped and went, oh, and we went, she is breathtakingly beautiful.
Yep.
What a stunner. Look at her features. My God, her hair.
Had the exact same with me.
Oh, I cannot.
She is true definition of an absolute catch.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, she has been paired with, and hey, it's okay. We're not expecting every single person on the show to be attracted to the person we're paired with. That's okay. But the whole point of the experiment is to try, and she's been paired with a narcissistic, I don't want to throw the word narcissistic around, but she's been paired with Tim. And Tim is a wet fish of a man who is actually, it's now no longer just the first few episodes where it was the wedding and then the honeymoon was a bit cringe. Now it's actually really infuriating to watch.
And quite insidious.
Yes,
and
it's insidious and it
damaging.
is master gaslighting on screen. And I want to talk about the dinner party, but I want to go back for a bit. For context for people that aren't watching MAFS, Tim is not attracted to Katie, and from the moment they met, when she walked down the aisle, he, and I quote, has said it 6 trillion times, didn't feel the spark.
And he goes on to say specifically, she's like no one I've ever dated before. I normally date petite. Brunette or blondes.
Yep. Yeah.
And she has red hair, which I'm also just like, oh, imagine caring about the hair colour of the person you're marrying.
What's also really upsetting and what was really hard to watch was watching Katie watch his audition video in a later episode where she watches him, and one of the reasons I'm assuming he was probably cast is he was saying, he's like, bodies are just bodies, people are just people, I don't care. I know that I'm not, I don't know what celebrity he says, because he's like, I don't look like Chris Hemsworth.
He's like, I'm no oil painting.
Yeah, exactly. And then to hear him say something like that and then treat her the way he's been treating her has been so garbage. It was actually so hard to watch the honeymoon. She was trying so hard to be like, so what are you into? And tell me about your work. And he was actually giving her nothing. I wanted to recoil when he didn't even like it when she put her arms around him.
I had this really specific thing that I shared with Sarah watching it where I actually felt like, and I don't like to throw around the word triggered because I think it's actually it's a very specific term meaning a really specific thing. I actually was quite triggered watching the specific sequences where Katie was like, going in for a hug or, cutting the cake, and she was like, kiss on the cheek, like that kind of thing. And he went, oh, probably not, and recoiling, because I think it's a specific like fat girl experience or bigger girl experience of I've been in that scenario, and I know exactly what it's like when a straight man thinks you're flirting with them and he in his head is like, I couldn't be caught dead giving you a kiss on the cheek because you are this, and that's not the kind of person that I am attracted to, and that's embarrassing. And it was actually heinous to watch. Can I share my hot take?
Please.
I have said this to Sammy already, but I wanted to say it on pod. I think I've cracked the code with what's going on with Tim.
Yeah.
In these first few episodes, I was watching it and I thought, oh, I've got it. Because a few episodes in, exactly what you were saying, the whole like, Katie tries so hard to be like, I'm just making an effort, right? It's okay that we're not immediately like, you're the hottest person in the world. That's fine.
Yeah.
All good relationships start from a friendship.
Yep. And she's gentle in her approach.
She's gorgeous.
She's not, because it also goes two ways. He doesn't have to kiss her back or hug her if he doesn't feel comfortable. No. But she's not in his face being like, I need intimacy.
And like, for an example, right? It shows them on the honeymoon. She's like, they walk past this fish pond and she's like, so do you like fishing? Do you go fishing much? And he goes, like
actually giving her nothing back.
And I'm just like, I've cracked the code. This man, I guarantee you, doesn't have, he's not friends. Let me start that again. I guarantee you this man is not friends with any women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can tell.
Yeah.
You go,
that's such a good take. You're right.
Right?
Yeah,
it's
you're
like,
right.
oh, so you're not attracted to her.
Yep.
So because of that, now that sex is off the table for you and seeing her as a sexual object is off the table, you don't know what else a woman is there for you for.
Yep.
You don't know how to have a friendship.
Yep.
Because no one is forcing him. Exactly what you're saying. No one's forcing you, bro, to sleep with her or to do anything like that. They could be doing the like one sleeping on the couch, one sleeping in the bed, but trying.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm like, one thing with MAFS, I'm like, I love it when, I feel like it happened last season with Rupert and Evelyn when you were like, when they kind of like a bit of the ways in were like, do you know what? This is not going to work. We're not for each other, but we have so much respect for each other and we have so many lessons to learn from each other in this experiment. He could be learning so much from her and he's just shut the wall, and beyond that is now fully gaslighting her to be like, I can't believe that I feel like this is your fault. And it's like, oh, and you talk more about the dinner party of it all.
So he's now gone from giving her nothing from the honeymoon to when they moved in together to now. I think he's an idiot. I think he doesn't realise that, thank God, the producers are on Katie's side with the editing. I'm also disappointed that they are airing coercive control on national
television.
No, I know, but we can still say it every time because it's like, it's really hard to watch. The dinner party, they're sitting there. He obviously is coming back to save face. And you know what? He probably just wanted some airtime and to see the boys and have a few drinks. And it's really hard to watch because he's sitting there going, he says on the confessions couch as well, he goes, you know, when we first got to our apartment, you know, I was trying to get to know her and she just went straight on to doing her emails. And you see Katie's reaction because it couldn't be further from the truth. And he is just twisting everything to, at the 11th hour, get the good guy edit. But all of these people at the dinner party, and namely Jamie, who we
namely
Jamie, name of my new musical, is the one that calls it out and goes, I am not going to watch this woman's shine be dulled by some master manipulator. And she starts grilling him about their relationship. And he's like, I don't want to talk about my relationship. I want to talk about yours. And you can see he's almost like getting off on this, like trying to skirt around it. And I'm like, fuck you. And then the really disappointing thing is, and I can't remember exactly what he says, but he sits there and he basically says to her, can't believe that then you didn't defend me. Like, to be honest, like you've gone down a leg in my books or something like that. Oh. And then you watch the poor woman apologize to him. And that's where I think a lot of people watching just went, I can't watch this anymore. It's really, really upsetting. And
it also broke my heart when at the wedding they had that chat where she'd been in her head all day going, I do feel like he's acting a bit weird, probably doesn't like me, it feels a bit like rejection, whatever. And then they sat down and he's like, and he just refused to be honest with her for the whole day, refused to go. And I understand it would be a hard thing to immediately go, do you know what? I do feel a bit uncomfy. I feel like I'm not immediately like boom, but I want to be blah. But it's the same thing as always. It's never what you say and how you say it. It's never what you have to say, but how you go about it. And she sat him down at the campfire and she was like, I feel like things have just been like, things felt a bit funny. And he's like, I think I'm all good. No problems here. I'm all in my head. Unfair. And then she does a chat to camera and she's like, I'm just like beating myself because I do this to myself. I self-sabotage. I get in my head and turns out there's no problems. And there were problems.
So
I'm like,
damaging.
That's evil.
And if I have to watch one more photo ranking challenge where the men haven't learnt from previous seasons and will rank their wife 4th or 5th, figure it out.
It's actually really
simple. To the point where this year, I can't remember their names. It's the one that got married in the blue dress.
Or Jackie
and her partner, the warrior.
The warrior man.
I'll call him warrior.
Beautiful.
He's doing the photo ranking challenge and he goes, photo, all in a line, sets it all up and you think, here it comes. He's about to claim he's number one. It's going to be Jackie, good man. And then he goes to spot number like 3 or 4 above and puts her above and goes, I think you sit in between these two. And I just go,
we just probably didn't need a 3.5 warrior.
We just didn't need warrior. Where have all the good men gone?
God.
MAFS. It's fascinating.
I did find it really funny with that bit where it cut, where he's talking to the producers going,
please don't air it.
Please don't air me dropping her. Please don't. And then had the balls to be like, it's for her. For her dignity. I'm like, my warrior king. Do you think it might be for you?
Yeah. Hey, if I have one piece of feedback to the MAFS editing team.
We know you're listening.
Because Endemol Shine, I don't know if you're the same company. MAFS editing team, enough flashbacks. I feel like the episode is 86% flashbacks that we've already seen. If I have to see one more shot of them coming down the aisle, I know exactly what it looks like. The episodes go for like an hour and 10 minutes because of way too many flashbacks and it's grinding my gears. But Tim and Katie, very hard to watch. What I was really proud of was there was a moment on the couch where Katie basically goes, no, I'm still speaking.
Yeah.
And I was like, and that was a real moment of like, that was such a win to watch. But where are they getting these men from? Genuinely, where are they getting these men from?
Yeah. I mean, it's very hard to watch. Please let us know if you have any hot takes from MAFS in the comments or please let us know because we're reeling about this. We've been talking about it a lot, haven't we?
I agree. I wonder what Tim thinks he's going to get when he leaves the show or if he's going to leave going, I think I've got a pretty good edit. Like, I don't know what's going on.
I think he's already he got like dropped from his job but I think supposedly that happened before it even came out. He's lost his job and he's very worried, I think, about like I saw an interview with like one of his mates who was like, Tim's like extremely like stressed about how this is all going down, which of course, but unfortunately
that's what happens when you gaslight a woman on national TV.
If it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
What do you even mean?
Anyway, that's MAFS.
That's MAFS. Something else we've been watching.
Yes.
Is apple cider vinegar. We've just started.
We started it last night.
Yep. I won't lie. The opening of it, I went, all right, text overlays and music and zip editing.
Flashy.
Fuck me. It was like emojis and green screen and flips and Kmart ads and jumping and pillows. And I went,
it was very like, I understand. It's about a tech startup and an influencer that went wild. Thank you. Very on the nose.
Very handy to us. The lead actress, the Australian accent.
Oh my God.
The Australian accent.
It's unbelievable.
Is flawless.
It's unbelievable.
Her book was better than hers. Oh, she's just done it so well.
The actress who plays Belle Gibson is actress. I never
Caitlin
say
Dever,
that.
I believe is her name.
The actor who plays Belle is unbelievable. I would say the acting across the board.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's also so fun watching it because it's Melbourne made and being like, hi Shannon. Hi, blah, to all the people that we know that are just in it.
It was weird, wasn't it? Like it was the most. I feel like that's the most Melbourne specific thing I've watched in a while on like a big budget that feels like so true. There's the Builder's Arms, there's Smith Street, there's there's blah, like really local references, which was very very cool.
Yeah. Took us a few seconds to get into it, and at the very start, I was like, I'm a bit confused about what this show is trying to be, and then we got like 15, 20 minutes in and I was like, no, I'm in. Yeah. No, I'm in. Yeah. And me and my mates have started doing this thing when we watch shows now where we do the 10 to 20 minute buffer and we decide, are we continuing with this or are we fucking it off? Because so easy, sometimes you just all become sheep and go, I guess we'll soldier on. And it's love that. No. I don't want to waste my time with something I don't want to watch.
Yeah. Well, we watched we were tired because we've been flying all night and we watched like almost like 2 full episodes. Yeah. They're like an hour long.
Yeah. Such a fascinating story. I love all of those shows, or I love podcasts about just media about like is it Elizabeth Holmes with the whole her tech startup that was a scam. Basically my favorite podcast genre is fraudsters, fakesters and scammers. I love it. The Sweet Bobby and then this one. Yeah. It's great. But it's definitely worth a watch. It's really well made, really well acted. Editing's a bit random to me at the moment, still figuring out how I feel.
Yeah, I'm not bothered by it anymore. I'm in now.
I just don't understand. So when they all text each other on screen, I'm very used to seeing shows with someone's texting or an alarm's going off. Like you're used to those overlays, but the texting is like this Diary of a Wimpy Kid, neon pink capitalized writing. And I'm like,
font from Canva.
But I'm like, but that's not a text font. So is it a text or are you scribbling in your notebook? But hey, we'll figure it out when we continue Apple Cider Vinegar.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm loving it.
And if you don't know anything about Belle Gibson or who she is, it's this really fascinating person who pretty much lied about having brain cancer and lied about curing her cancer with diet and through wellness, through a natural way, and built this empire with millions of people and just really affected lots of people's lives. It's really great. Apple Cider Vinegar on Netflix.
On Netflix, it's really good. Definitely worth watching.
Hey, I think that's it, babe.
That's the first Ratfood on the road.
Let us know how this felt for you. Did this feel weird for you or only different for us?
Hey, it's been good. We've been half looking at each other and half barreling the lens if you're watching on YouTube.
Thanks for watching our self-tape.
Thanks for watching our self-tape. And if you're in Perth, come along to our show. If you're in Adelaide, come along to our show.
Yeah, tickets are on sale. And if you're in Melbourne, buy tickets to No Hat No Play the Cabaret for March and April.
Yeah.
Because tickets are selling fast, particularly in Melbourne. If you want them, get on them.
Yeah, they're flying out the door, every artist says. Every festival tickets are flying out the door, but they actually are flying out the door.
One thing for free. They're not flying out in Perth. So if you are in Perth, come along.
Please come along in Perth. But that's it. Thanks for joining us for Ratfood on the Road. Our Instagram is all there, so you can go and follow it.
Yeah.
Make sure you like the pod. Rate it 5 stars if you can.
Yeah. We're also in the process of making some rat bag merch, which is really exciting. So if there's anything specific that you'd want to have a rat bag on that we can sell, let us know. We're giving out rat bag stickers in Perth. Yeah. So that's the start of the merch journey for Rat Bag. Yeah. But let us know. Can you leave a comment being I'd love to have a sticker that says this, or a tote bag that says this, or a cap, a t-shirt. Yeah. Because we can make them.
We'll make them happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Greetings and love from Perth. It's crazy
Greetings
that it's
and love.
3 hours behind Melbourne. Australia is so big. That is the weirdest thing in the world that we're on
Yeah.
a time difference. I didn't even need to bring that up because that wasn't even funny nor interesting. But that's how we're going to end the episode, isn't it? Ratfood on the road. It's a bit more loose. Microphone holding is a bit more chill now.
Don't you reckon holding these microphones feels funny?
It's a bit ridiculous.
This is what happened when I was in Sydney and you were not.
Hey, see you rats.
Bye, rats.
Bye.
Love you. Love you. Mel and Sam would like to acknowledge that this podcast was created and recorded on stolen land.
The original custodians of this land have had a rich history of storytelling for over 65,000 years, and we pay our respects to the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, whose land we are making rat bag on.
Treaties were never signed, sovereignty was never ceded, always was and always will be Aboriginal land.